Welcome back to Transport Fever 2, and it's time for the start of Chapter 2. That being, I think it's going to be sort of the advent of air travel as it actually comes into the game, or indeed into the history books themselves. So let's get started with Chapter 2. Magnificent machines. Although the century is still brand new, wondrous things are happening. Here and there, inventive minds are tinkering with very strange devices that have just one goal. Nothing left than to defy gravity. Yep. And one of the bonus tasks is Batman. Sorry, that just distracted me. Among the leaders in the race to conquer the skies is the grand nation that we call France. Or France, if you're English. I probably pronounced that entirely wrong. At any rate, the venerable Montgolfier hot air balloon was invented here. Hot air balloon's not necessarily great for getting people from one place to another. Getting people from one place up, yeah. Controlling it, less so. Mona Lisa smile and beat the competition. So let's get started with this, and let's see what our first task is.
The time is ripe for great deeds. You have a knack for technical things. And you've just inherited a small transport company. But why stay stuck to the ground? Several experiments with new types of flying machines have already succeeded. Soon, the first airplane is going to glide across the skies. Make sure this honor goes to France. Your friend Louis Blériot, a man with a remarkable disposition and an equally remarkable moustache, has a project. He wants to construct history's first functioning airplane. His car lamp factory brings in the small change he needs for this venture, but only if he's able to sell enough car lamps. Help him out. Make sure that your friend's factory runs well, so that he can invest the profits in developing his highly promising flying machine.
Okay, so we've got to supply the machine's factory with steel. So here's our machine's factory. And where's our steel? Oh, okay, a little bit farther away than normal. We've got an existing bridge, and we have a road route all the way back to the steel. We do have one of those. And it looks like we have a runway here as well. Yeah. Although, that seems rather modern for a runway, and if I'm just saying, if this is the first functioning airplane and you've already built yourself a concrete runway, that seems to be, you know, you probably just use a field or a beach. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, let's get started and get that going. So we're not going to need any roads. We've got all those already. We're just going to need a truck station and near our steel. Okay, and let's just rotate you around. And let's actually make it so it's far enough away that it's a shorter distance. There should do the job. Just so as it goes like a brighter color, I think will do fine. And then we just want to drop off station over near our sort of factory. So it doesn't really much matter where that is, as long as it's within range. So anywhere here. There we go. Okay. New line. Let's just call this steel to machines. Steel to machines. And then we're going to need a road depot, aren't we? We don't have one yet, so I guess we're going to have to make one. Road depot. Why don't we make that closer to the town, just so that I can... what's the rest of the map look like? We're probably going to have to go over here or somewhere. Oh, there's London, there's Dover, and there's Calais. Okay, fine. So maybe we're going to end up with a sort of the first ferry, I guess, between Dover and Calais. I'm sure by this point in history there would have been a ferry. Anyway, let's just rotate that in. There we go. Too much curvature? There we go. Cool. All right, so let's just see what we can do with buying vehicles. What vehicles do we have for cargo? We don't want the nasty horses. We want the quite modern horseless carriages. Let's just buy, how many do we need? Let's just see, we get three, 5, so let's just do 31. Let's buy 3 of them, and let's just assign them to our steel to machines line. And that doesn't have any stops yet, so they're not doing anything. So let's just go to the line manager, and then we want them to go to the steel place first. because obviously they're quite close to it, but also this should be actually be filling up, presumably. So let's just add the station. So add one there, and then add the drop-off stop over here, and they should be leaving. Good. Well, yeah, they're already on that line. That's fine. Yep, nothing in the depot. Good. So I don't have to do anything except just turn on the game, and they should go and head out for some steel. There they go. They're going the wrong way. I swear I put that line first. Friends west? Yes. Why, if that's first, have they gone the opposite way? That makes no sense. Anyway, I will leave that alone, and they will turn around, come back all the way, I might add, and start picking up steel. If anyone knows if there's any way of forcing them to a particular stop first, or whether it's just random, I thought it was putting it first in the list, but apparently not. Anyway, let's get the machines done, and I'll bring you back after that. And with all of our machines done, we're being asked to do something else. So thanks for your support, Mr. Blériot has managed to design a prototype. But even so, he doesn't seem to put all his faith in the contraptions yet, and he's asked you to give the final flight test a try. Okay. Yeah, I've designed this. Could you fly? No, that's not the way you do it. If you're going to design something, you fly it yourself. That's the way it should work. Anyway, buy an airplane at the airfield in Paris, which is this one, and take off. Okay. And also, they seem to design another airfield over here. So they seem to be really quite confident that this airplane thing is going to work. Anyway, airfield in Paris. Let's just see if we can buy an airplane. Can we? Buildings. Okay, so we have a building already. Can we actually buy one here? Is there a depot already? Looks like there is. And the Blériot 11. Top speed is 180 kilometers per hour. That seems a tad ambitious. But has a capacity of one person, i.e. the pilot. How that's going to actually work for transport, who knows? Certainly not for passengers then. Maybe for a very, very, very small cargo. We're going to buy one. Okay. And then take off. Okay, so I would assume we're just going to need to create a new line. So a line from... interesting. Can we actually create one to here? Why don't we just give that a go? Let's just create a line from here, from Paris to... Nope, we can't actually select one there. Okay, so I guess we're just going to have a line where it takes off and lands again. Well, we'll see if that actually works. Let's go to Vehicle Manager. Let's just get the airfield and assign that to line 1. Okay, he's going to complain. Too few stations. Okay. Can we actually just tell it to take off? Or is it going to take off anyway? It may do. Let's just go to the camera. Looks like it is.
It flies. Hooray! What an uplifting feeling. Except for the landing. A little more elegance would be nice. Your friend will keep working on that. The French Aero Club wants to purchase the prototype, or what's left of it.
That seems to land just fine. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway, Vehicle Manager. Can we actually send this one to the depot? Yep, looks like we can. And then we can then just go to the depot and sell this aircraft. I guess we could have sold it from anywhere. Yep, sell it.
Over yonder, on the other side of the Atlantic, the Wright brothers have already made several successful flights before you, allegedly. In the near future, you want to demonstrate your skill in Le Mans. Show those Yankees who the real captains of the clouds are. Help to design an even better airplane, so that you can show the Americans who the skies really belong to. The Motor Drive, the brainchild of a decidedly eccentric Italian motorcycle manufacturer, could stand a few more modifications. Bring the necessary parts to Mr. Blériot's workshop.
Okay, so the airplane workshop is... it's over here. Entirely different place. And we need some machines, and that's already being made by this factory. So we are going to need to perhaps... we can either change this out or just leave it alone and then just have a separate pickup station for that. And we're going to want to then bring it over to here. And the road network's pretty fine for that. I'm not going to want to build another bridge just for that. So, yeah, we'll just get that going as well. So one truck station, and again, we will just build it within range somewhere. That should be in range there. Okay, and then again, another drop off over here. So anywhere here will do. Yeah, let's just put it there. And we'll create a new line for it. Let's just say machines to airplanes or machines to workshop. That should do the job. Machines to workshop. Okay. And then we'll just add on the station. So let's just get there and this one over here. Okay, let's go to our depot, road depot, buy some vehicles. We need 30 machines and we have a capacity of 5 per machine. I'm going to only want to, well, don't actually want to overload this now. Let's just buy another 3 and get those going. 3. And machines to workshop. Okay, so that's that one set up as well. And that's just improving the engines. So I'm going to need to leave that for a little while. And hopefully these should start producing. You'd imagine so. Production 15. Stored. It doesn't have any steel at the moment. Well, then where did all the... I've delivered lots of it already. Where did it all go? I guess I've got to wait. Okay, I'll jump me forwards. In order to keep up the machine supply, I needed to actually add more vehicles. I added 6 more to the original steel to machines line, so that made 9 total, and I've still got 3 on the machines to sort of workshop line. So we got this this vehicle right here coming in. That should have the last of our machines, and then we should be able to move on to the next task. So you can see all the rest of the others. Oh, there he goes.
You're about to pitch yourself against the Americans. All kinds of folks are curious and set on watching this spectacle.
Okay, so establish a route in order to bring 30 spectators to the event in Le Mans. So Le Mans is right there, and that's where we have to bring people to. So I guess it doesn't say where we have to bring them from, though. We could bring them from Paris, I imagine, or from Le Mans itself. But let's assume it's going to be Paris.
Quelle horreur! The jewel of the Louvre, the Mona Lisa, has been stolen. The museum's management is frantic. Find the precious painting and catch the culprits.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in a minute. First of all, let's look at what options we have for road depot for, passenger transport. We have a tram, I imagine. Is that a tram? Steam bus. Okay, it's a bus. Fine. And a motor-driven coach, the Benz company. Yes, before Mercedes and Benz clearly merged, I assume. So first bus in the world to be used, fine, 6 and 5. Otherwise, pretty equivalent. Although this one seems to have been used for much longer. But this is faster, but also slightly more expensive, of course. So we want 30 people, so why don't we just say, well, one load is going to be 5 of these, but let's just say 3 of them again. And buy them. Okay, and then we'll just create a sort of bus route and get that going. So bus or tram stop, we want one that is going to show itself linked to this, which may mean we need, yeah, that's not linked, you see, so we have to maybe extend the road a little bit. That's usually the easy option. Okay, and hopefully that will be close enough. So let's just get a building, and still not connecting to this. Maybe, oh, it has to be here. That's such a shame. Fine. How far back can we actually have this? All the way back here, looks like. All the way back here. Still fine. Still fine here. Yeah, it has to be there. Okay, so that will include that building, and we don't need that stretch of road anymore, but well, I'm just going to bulldoze it. Yeah, let's just bring it back to the original. And then we want somewhere to take them from, so I don't know, maybe somewhere in Paris, doesn't really much matter. Yep, so why don't I just put down maybe a couple of bus stops, so one maybe here, one here. And then one up here somewhere. Okay, and then we'll just create a line with all of them in. This is going to be a passenger line, so event line. And we'll just add the stations. So again, we're going to add the York Road bus station? Yep. Then, well, bus station, bus stop. Okay, so that's got 3 people on that side, 3 stations, stops on that side, and then just 1 on this side. And hopefully that should be everything we need. We're just going to need to assign them to it. So why don't we just get the road vehicles? Those are not all the road vehicles. We want the ones in the depot. There we go. And we'll assign them to the event line. Okay, they'll go off. And let's go and take a look at what Mona Lisa's smile entails.
The trail leads to a group of artists. They're supposed to have pilfered the painting in protest at the elite's antiquated appreciation of art and can be found in Rems.
Okay, find the next clue. Let's zoom all the way in.
False alarm. The artists claim that they adored the Mona Lisa.
Oh yeah, of course,
In
of
fact,
course.
the search for the guilty parties should head in the vicinity of the Italian Patriots near Dover. They're dead set on bringing the painting home to Italy.
This place? Is it this place? Well, that's where the question mark is.
The Italian Patriots don't want to have anything to do with this. Incidentally, one of them recently saw a figure at night near the Louvre. Whoever it was hid something inside their coat and rushed aboard the train to Le Mans.
I don't have a train. There is no train. Honestly, inconsistent. Okay, find the next clue. It's somewhere... Oh, here? Industrial building?
Ha! It was a craftsman employed at the museum who stole the work of art and hid it in the wall of his house. He'd fallen head over heels in love with the Mona Lisa's enigmatic smile.
Okay, fine. So now we're going to have to wait for our wonderful bus route to take our passengers. Presumably, they've got passengers waiting at each of those from there over to Le Mans. So I'll bring you back once they're at the event. And it is December of 1906, and there is already congestion behind buses. As a driver myself, I understand their pain. Even at this point, these buses are just not fast enough to cope with the cars behind them. So at some point, maybe you're going to want to switch to dual carriageways. Yeah, Anyway.
Everyone is eagerly awaiting the event. Show that you can do more than the Americans and fly a particularly daring route.
Okay, so buy an airplane at the airfield in Le Mans and land it at a minimum of 2 different airfields. So there is, there's one airfield in Paris, we know that. And there's one airfield in Rem over here. There's another one down here. So I don't suppose it matters that much, although maybe we should go between the cities, and that would seem to be good. So let's just grab a line for, let's say, Daring Airline. So Daring Air. Okay, and then we will add, I guess, well, yeah, let's just add Le Mans and Paris and Rem. Okay, that route is crazy, but hey, they do have to approach from certain directions, so I will let them off with that. And yeah, so all we need to do now is buy an airplane and assign it. So let's just get this from the Le Mans airfield. Buy a vehicle. Now we've only got that same vehicle. I was hoping that, given that we just improved the engine, maybe that they would be better at this. It's still the same speed, so yeah, not sure why that hasn't improved, but yeah, why don't we just select it, assign it to Daring Air, and it should. It says at minimum 2 different airfields. I've gone for 3. Hey, why not? But that's perfectly fine. Flying a course, 1 of 2. And that should complete fairly quickly, I imagine. You're going to take off just fine. Okay. And you're going to taxi up. And take off. Rotate. And off you go. Fine. Shouldn't take it very long. And hopefully soon we'll get the ability to transport stuff or passengers in the air. Away you go. And I think it just has to land here. Are you just going to land straight away? Yep. And is that going to complete? Well, that is landed at 2 different airfields, technically. Although maybe I haven't landed yet. Maybe I've only landed at 1. I took off from the original one, so maybe it doesn't count.
Your airplane
Or
marks
not.
out the
That's
most
fine.
elegant curves imaginable. The Yankees are bursting with envy, and the customers are already lining up.
Yeah, we're going to sell this. We're going to sell it mid-air. So that's good. Why don't I just send this back to the depot? Or in fact, I can just sell it.
Following the success in Le Mans, the greatest venture in the history of aviation now lies ahead. The leap across the English Channel. Time is short. Your rival, Hubert Latham, is ready and waiting. But your friend Blériot is going to beat him to it. He's currently developing a new model, specially designed for this challenge. The aircraft's fuselage needs to be lighter and more aerodynamic. This calls for specially produced wooden parts.
I'm just saying, I've gone from Le Mans to Paris. That seems to be a longer journey than Dover to Calais. Just
Your fiercest rival,
saying.
Hubert Latham, is closer on your heels than you thought. It would take a miracle for you to beat him across the English Channel. But miracles do happen, again and again. If need be, you've got to lend them a helping hand.
Except?
Hubert Latham has set out on a practice flight in his spare plane. Meanwhile, the model he wants to use to venture leaping across the English Channel stands unguarded in the hangar. A good opportunity to make a few modifications to the competition's airplane.
Okay, fine. This is his airfield. Monitor when he's furthest away from the airfield and sabotage the airplane when you do that. Presumably you just have to basically demolish his airfield underneath him? Yeah. Not sure if we can actually do anything else apart from demolish it, so... I guess I can't do anything there? Well, it won't let me actually demolish any of this airfield, so I guess I can't really do that. It seems all we have to do is sort of sabotage the, if we can follow that plane. Can we actually stop there for a second? Yep, can we actually select this like anything else? Nope. So I just have to watch this, and then I have to hit sabotage when it's actually far away from the airfield or midway through his flight. So let's press forwards, and yeah, he's probably about midway right there. So let's press that, and that's going to reduce his points basically. He's going to come around and he's going to land again, and we're going to stop his progress just by keep on hitting sabotage every time he tries. And it seems we're going to need to keep doing this until the other thing is basically, all the other missions are done. So I'm going to keep pressing sabotage. That'll keep him down in terms of flights. And then, you know, he won't be able to do anything. So I've got this other mission here, delivering planks, while he frustratingly tries to keep on going. And I've set up another route here. So we got a truck stop here, picking up planks, and they take down to the workshop here, which is where we need told to deliver it. So... yep, I'm just going to need to keep on going. That's going to be set up with 4 different cargo vehicles, and we just have to wait for those to complete, basically.
What a fabulous flying machine. Now you ought to rustle up more fuel so that the plane doesn't run out of juice halfway across.
Okay, so we need to deliver 35 units of fuel, okay, from a fuel refinery. Quite robust for this time in history, I guess. To Calais for the event, so we just have to deliver fuel. So we have to check out, first of all, let's just go make sure he is continuing to be sabotaged. Yep, sabotage. And let's just check out what kind of vehicles we can actually get. We can use the Paris Road Depot, I imagine. Do we have... can these road vehicles take that? I've got some spares here that I purchased the wrong ones of. So let's take a look at buy vehicles. Can you take... yeah, you can both take that, so that's fine. We'll just create a usual kind of truck station and get that going. So one right down here. Okay, and there we'll go. And then we have to deliver it over here. So let's get that go. That's a truck station, truck stop. Yeah, and anywhere around here we'll probably do it. Let's put it there, and we'll set up a line as before. And it seems I don't have to watch the airfield too closely, except to look down here and see when it changes from isn't to is flying. at which point we should be able to click sabotage. So that should happen fairly soon. And our last load of fuel is coming in via our 2 trucks, is flying, so click on it, and it's perfectly fine. So that's going to work much easier than watching the airfield. Just keep an eye on this number. As you can see, I've already let it go twice while setting up these lines for the fuel.
Your rival has been hit with a stroke of outrageously bad luck. For reasons unknown, his plane is exhibiting countless malfunctions.
Oh, terrible.
Now it's going to be impossible for him to cross the channel ahead of you.
Oh, well. Fine, so crossing the channel, allocate an airplane to a route and land.
Taken care of. The weather looks good. But regrettably, poor Mr. Blériot broke both arms during the preparations. Now you're supposed to have the honor to carry out the maiden flight across the channel.
Yeah, he seems to have an awful lot of bad luck and requires other people to fly an awful lot. Anyway, that means yet again these two places already have airfields. So fine, let's just create a line for them. So let's just say what is it going to be? Calais to Dover, air. Okay, and that's going to be fine. We'll just add stations. So one there and one there. And big loop, basically. That's all that it needs. And we just have to basically buy an airplane. Do we get a different airplane? Or is it still going to be the Blériot 11? I'm not sure how this is improved. Really not. Anyway, select Calais to Dover. Air? Yep. And off he goes. So, are you not going to taxi? Yeah, you're going to taxi and take off in the opposite direction. Why not, I suppose. Might be nice if you could actually choose the direction of this, but I guess in real airports, they choose the direction of takeoff based on basically the wind. I think the takeoff into the wind helps take off sooner. So, yeah, you want to have that going. And off he goes, and hopefully we should be able to have that and just need to land. Nothing else. I also saw a champagne factory down here. I'm suspecting that's going to come in soon, assuming that we land okay. Yep, there we are. We're just taxiing back to the terminal. Well, the big building on the side. It's not really a terminal at this particular point. And I guess we can carry 1 passenger. I guess that's what it means by in addition to the pilot.
Brilliant achievement. You're the pride of the nation. Except that your friend is taking it badly that the honor of crossing the channel wasn't given to him. From now on, he's going to keep his hands off flying and stick to designing aircraft, because they're a hot item now.
Okay, and Calais to Dover Air, we're just going to sell it.
The champagne industry is hosting a big flight contest.
Told you.
The point is, flying and champagne have a lot in common. Both are a tingling experience and the perfect match for daredevils. Mr. Blériot has placed his latest design at your disposal. Use it to scoop up the grand prize at the flight week in Reims. Monsieur Daniel, an aviation enthusiast from the petroleum industry, is tinkering with a new blend of fuels. Help him by providing your services. He'll return the favor by filling up your tank.
Okay, so we just have to move fuel to the airplane workshop. So to do that, I think I'm just going to modify the existing route. We've got a route for fuel to Calais. We're just going to basically, there's Reims South. We're just going to delete the Manchester Road one, and we're going to add a station down here.
Swashbuckler is pursuing an audacious plan.
Right there. And that should be enough.
Without an airplane. The self-styled Batman wants to design a flight suit and use it to jump off the Eiffel Tower, then soar like an angel over the rooftops of the city. You're supposed to give him a helping hand.
Okay, from memory, people designing things like parachutes and jumping off the Eiffel Tower tended to go quite badly. People did die doing this. I'm not sure about a flight suit, however, but I do at least remember one thing in history where someone did die jumping off the Eiffel Tower whilst demonstrating a perfectly safe way to come down. So, accept.
The Austrian needs fine, pliable types of wood for his bat suit. Obtain the desired material.
Okay, so we have to deliver it to this workshop over here, so that's going to need a new station. Yep, let's just go for you around. Let's just put it there. Okay, and let's just create a new line. We've already got a truck station here. What we can probably do is just modify an existing planks planks to workshop route. Planks to workshop. So yeah, let's just remove this one. Okay, and add a station over here. So we'll use all of our existing vehicles, and we won't need to basically buy any more. So that's going to do well there. Delivering wood, so deliver planks. It doesn't say how many, just some. And that should be fine. Delivering fuel, how are you going? So yeah, there's some of our vehicles. They are picking up, so they should be quite quick at delivering it. I think I added some extra vehicles to that line, did I not? I did. I added, well, I had 7 total, so that should be quite quick. Each of them hold, I think 6 or 5. So yeah, one set of vehicles will deliver exactly 35 fuel, and that should be that quest over with, or mission, or whatever you want to call them. And unfortunately, that puts us out of time for today's episode. We are going to have to jump across to come onto another episode to finish off this mission. I imagine it's most of the way there. We've still got most of our fuel coming in. So for the next episode, we're going to finish this one and probably head straight into the next one rather than have, you know, half a mission in and nothing else. Depends on how much is left, I guess. We'll see on that front. And hopefully you've enjoyed. So yeah, this is the air travel sort of section of the game. It's sort of the, I guess it's the last component. We get 4 different types of travel. And yeah, it's been pretty good. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, share as you normally would. Click on the bell for notifications. But more importantly, if you've got any suggestions on improving the routes that you saw, put them down in the comments below. But otherwise, as normal, guys, thanks for watching.